Good morning, students. In this class, we will learn the generations of computers. Generations of computers refers to the different advancements of new computer technology. With each new generation of computers, the circuitry becomes smaller and more advanced than that used in the previous generation. Therefore, each generation of computers is characterized by a major technological development that has drastically changed the way in which computers operate and their size, their cost, and their ability, and their efficiency, and more reliability. Basically, there are five generations of computers. They are first generation of computer. The period is from 1946 to 1954. And second generation computers, the duration is from 1955 to 1964. And there are third generation of computers, their period is from 1965 to 1975. And there are fourth generation of computers, they are from 1976 to 1985. It is considered as the first decade of the fourth generation period, and second decade is from 1986 to 1999. And finally, we are in fifth generation, and this period starts from the 2000. First of all, come to the first generation of computers. The electronic numerical integrator and calculator was the first general purpose electronic digital computer developed in 1946 by Eckert and Moseley at the University of Pennsylvania at USA. ENIAC used high speed vacuum tubes switching devices. Because of these vacuum tubes, the computer size is very large, and the first computers are used around 1800 vacuum tubes, and the first generation of computers occupy one big large room. In 1946, a stored program concept was proposed by John von Neumann for storing the instructions in the memory. The first computer using the principle of stored concept was EDSAC. It is nothing but the electronic delay storage automatic calculator. It was developed in 1949 and used mercury delay lines for the storage of data. In 1951, the Universal Automatic Computer UNIVAC 1 became the first commercial computer in the United States. During this period, the computer programming was mainly done in machine language. Assembly language was invented in the early 50s. Initial applications are only the science and engineering applications used by the computers. And the second generation computers, the time period is from 1955 to 1964. They are emerged in 1955 with the usage of the transistors, with the invention of Bardeen, Brettain and Shockley in 1947 instead of vacuum tubes. This generation lasts till 1965, and another major event during this period was invention of magnetic core for storage. Memory capacity in the second generation was about 100 kilobytes, and magnetic storage was also developed during this period. The higher reliability of computers and large memory availability led to the development of high level languages. They are Fortran, COBOL, ALGOL, and Snowball, etc. during second generation. Commercial applications rapidly developed during this period and dominated computer use by 1960s. New professions in computing, such as system analysts and programmers, emerged during the second generation only. Academic programs in computer science were also initiated in the second generation itself. Third generation of computers began in 1965 with germanium transistors being replaced by the silicon transistors. Integrated circuits consisting of transistors, resistors, and capacitors grown on a single chip of silicon, eliminating wide interconnection between components emerged. Because of this, the computer size is reduced. Many important online systems became feasible, in particularly dynamic production control systems, airline reservation systems, interactive query systems, and real-time closed-loop process control systems were implemented. Integrated database management systems emerged, and high-level languages improved in this generation are Fortran 4 and optimizing Fortran compilers were also developed. COBOL 68 was standardized by ANSI, American National Standard Institute, in this generation only. PL by 1 of IBM emerged and was quite a powerful language. The third generation probably ended by 1975, and the improvement in the period 65 to 70 were substantial, but no revolutionary new concept could be identified as heralding the end of third generation. And now fourth generation is again divided into two decades, and the first decade is from 1976 to 1985. The fourth generation may be identified by the advent of the microprocessor chips. Medium scale integrated circuits yielded to large and very large scale integrated circuits packing about 50,000 transistors in a chip. Magnetic core memories was replaced by the semiconductor memories. Semiconductor memory sizes of 16 bytes with a cycle time of 200 seconds were in common use. The emergence of the microprocessor led to two directions in computer development. One direction was the emergence of extremely powerful personal computers, and computer cost came down so rapidly that professionals had their own computer to use in their office and home. Hard disks provide a low cost, high capacity secondary memory. The other direction of development was decentralization of computer organization. Individual microprocessor controls for terminals and peripheral devices allowed the CPU to concentrate on processing the main program. Networks of computers and a distributed computer system were developed in this generation only. Disk memories become very large. A significant development in software was the development of concurrent programming languages. Such languages are important to program distributed systems and real time systems. The most ambitious language was ADA. Another important development was interactive graphic devices and language interfaces to graphic systems. The emergence of graphics gave a great impetus to computer aided engineering design. Fourth generation saw the coming the age of Unix operating system and a time shared interactive systems. These systems become user friendly and highly reliable. The effective cost of the computing came down, and computers also become all pervading. Thus, in the second phase, that is period from 1986 to 1998, the second phase of the fourth generation has seen The increase in the speed of microprocessors and the size of the main memory observed in the second phase of fourth generation computers. The alpha microprocessor chip designed by the DEC in 1994 packed 9.3 million transistors in a single 64-bit address bus chip, was driven by 300 megahertz clock and could carry out a billion operations for a second. It has built-in 64-bit floating point arithmetic unit, used 64-bit data and 64-bit address buses. It had a built-in cache memory of 64 KB and 32 registers to store temporary operands. Apart from this, IBM and Apple computers, the Motorola cooperated in designing the microprocessor called the PowerPC 600 series. Intel designed powerful chip Pentium in 1993. Hard disk storage also saw a lot of improvements, and GBs of disk on workstations became common in 1994, and optical devices are also developed in this generation. They are known as the digital versatile discs ROMs or DVD ROMs with maximum storage capacity of around 17 GB emerged around 1998. CDs also developed in this time, and computer networks became powerful, and fiber optic local area networks which could be transmit 100 MB per second to 1 GB second. Another major event observed during this phase was the rapid increase in the number of computers connected to the internet. This led to the emergence of the World Wide Web. A new object oriented programming languages Java emerged, and the C++ emerged as the most popular object oriented language to generalize program and to reuse objects. Prolog also designed for logic oriented specification languages. A number of parallel computers were built, but no commonly accepted standard parallel programming language was emerged. In the fifth generation language, it is estimated that by the 2000, and the basic block diagram of the CPU, memory and IO is still valid today, and the technology development is nothing but the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence plays an important role in all fields. Now we are in the fifth generation languages, fifth generation uh, computers are using, and there are so many fifth generation languages also developed. Thank you. Thank you for listening, and happy online study.